Hello everyone, it's Zechostict here. Today we're gonna show you how to build a new Meister with the new iron wheel. And as you can see, we have a long range build. It is a triple laser. And the melee build, it is a rush strike, auto spam, powerful swing. Okay, so for the skill tree, you will have a rush quake at level 10, the mighty strike, rush strike, and powerful swing at maximum level, and triple laser at maximum level. You also need an energy cannonade to regenerate the AP, because as you can see here, rush quake is actually amplify your triple laser damage, but it doesn't actually regenerate AP from the triple laser. So if you want to spam your Quake that actually increase the damage by 50%, you need to have energy cannonade to actually regenerate your AP. As you can see here, triple laser not generate AP, but energy cannonade it is actually generate AP. One strike gives you 3 AP, so it's basically easy to regenerate the AP. And then for the melee build, you will have to actually use the same buff, the Rush Quake, but you don't need to think about how to regenerate the AP, because the Rush Strike itself is generate the AP that per hit you can get 2 AP. So anytime when you have your Rush Quake cooldown is gone, you can actually use it again. And actually the buff of the Rush Quake is 5 minutes, so you don't actually have to spam it. In case you want to have the debuff, you can spam it. And why I can spam the Rush Strike? Because we have the Meister Soul Plate 3 that the Rush Strike actually have a 1 second cooldown, but with this equipment you can have spam it and 0 cooldown. You keep in mind that you need to have a two-handed axe, because this skill itself need to be used by two-handed axe, and you cannot use Mado gear also. And for the equipment, as you can see here, I'm using a Yoroscope crown that we're using a Ultra Limachina that set with the ruler of foreign land, give you an HP, and the set of Mobscar LT, and the equipment of Iron Wheel that we are talking about. Because we are using a melee, we want to have a Mecha Spider set in our accessories. It is a left equipment, so you want to have a left accessories. And for other than that, you can actually have the set of the skill that spammed the Rush Strike one. You want to have all the equipment is a melee damage, and doesn't matter with your black cat backpack. It critical, but the melee is 15% per 3 level, yeah. And it's set with Infinite Osiris that give you a strength buff. I'm also using a Pantheon because I want to have some kind of resistance when doing DPS, so I'm not actually die when doing the melee attack, right? And other than that, I'm using a set that maximum mammoth for the shadow. This is how you play Rush Quake and Powerful Swing. Pretty easy. You need to know that the MVP here have a 1% reduction, so your damage only give a 1%. And keep in mind that the stat you need to boost is Paul, because the skill itself escalates with Paul. And as you can see, when using a Mado, you cannot actually spam your axe attack, and now your Mado can but using a triple laser. And you need to have increased damage using a mace because it is set with your iron will armor ya. You want to have the LAT set, but you can have the Mecha Spider set also because your skill is escalate with POW and critical damage. And you get POW plus 20 from your Mecha Spider set. And because you want to have a set with using a critical laser, triple laser, you want to have a Master Soul Plate 2 that raises the cooldown, and you need to use a mace. In my case, I'm using a TD set because the TD set have a headgear that give you a critical attack, and as you can see, the set itself is really great because the set give you around 100% triple laser bonus damage. Here, the set itself giving you the bonus on some of refine level, and you can use acute level 10 on your time dimension crown. As you can see here, you can have a critical damage. Unlike the axe one, you only need to have a melee, but in this case you can have a critical and long range. So keep it in mind that those two is really have a different build. And you can also use the black cat backpack, but yeah, you don't want to have only the critical damage, so I'm changing into the Frontera cap because it gives me a long range and critical damage, and it can set with a Baphomet also. Because you know right that your card in the accessories need to change to LA7T because it is set with your iron will armor. You need to use the set to actually have a triple laser bonus damage, and as you can see, with all this set you can have a triple laser damage around 500%. If it's all plus 16, you can have around a 600%. What I like to do is that do rush quake and backslide, so I can inflict the debuff of 50% like a Dark Claw, but it's for long range and melee. And going back using a backslide. And as you can see here, what the best part of using a laser, it actually can front slide because you can jump, right? And it's really convenient. And if you're doing a elemental island, you can jump. But as you can see here, compare it to the damage of the axe, actually it is only like a half damage, or I think a third of the melee build of the axe build. But you can use a shield on this character, right? And that's really pretty good. And because you can use shield, you can see here you cannot be damaged. And right now what shield I'm using, it is a demonic god demon devouring, but if I want to use a ancient mutant defender, I can get a 50% reduction from boss. And as you can see here, I could get a total of 90% reduction from boss, so I actually can tank anything in this game. And I think that's all from me for now for those two builds. See you guys, bye bye.